Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to be looking at the McFarlane Toys Cyberpunk 2077 Takemura action figure. Cyberpunk is an upcoming video game that's supposed to come out in November of this year. It has been delayed for quite some time, and this is not the first figure in the line. I don't know too much about the characters, as I've been trying to avoid spoilers. I believe Takemura is going to be a villain, and he might be affiliated with the Yakuza. So let's go ahead and look at the packaging here. As you can see at the top, ages 14 plus, Cyberpunk 2077 Takemura, and here he is in the package. He comes with an automatic weapon, and then he has a display stand in the background. One side, Cyberpunk 2077, the other side, Takemura, McFarlane Toys. At the bottom, there is a barcode in case that helps anybody, as well as a bunch of other credits. And then on the back side, you can see we've got him and Johnny Silverhand. I believe they released a different version in Series 2 that comes with different accessories. Didn't think I needed him since I already have the original. So with no further ado, let's open him up. Alright, now that we got this figure out of the package, here he is with all of his accessories laid out. He does come with a display stand as well as a gun. But before we look at the accessories, let's check out the actual figure. Starting with his head here, he looks tough, he looks like a badass. Hair back at the man bun, actually looks good. Kind of Asian guy. Of course, very enhanced. You can see his neck and chest, all robotic parts inside of there. The bottom of his chin. I haven't played the game yet, so I'm not sure how the world exactly works, but it looks really cool. Going lower, he's got a jacket on. You can see orange on the inside of the flap. It's a soft goods material. Got the white shirt underneath. Looks like he's going to have double jointed elbows, double jointed knees, regular dress up slacks, some nice shoes. Overall looking pretty cool. Definitely has that sort of mafia sort of feel to it. Now let's check out his accessories. First, he has this display stand. It's a typical McFarlane stand. Basic, black circle. Got the Cyberpunk logo at the bottom. One peg for the peg holes their feet. Very thin, very basic, and I'm not much of a stand guy, so it doesn't do much for me. Now let's look at his gun. It looks to be some kind of a small submachine gun, but it's possible it's an energy weapon. I haven't played the game yet. It looks pretty nice. Flat on the front. You see the handle with the trigger. Got the red sort of base to it. Nice little sculpting in there. Overall, pretty decent little weapon. Here he is holding his gun. The trigger finger fits into the trigger area nicely. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at the figure and his accessories, now let's check out the height of this guy. From bottom to top, sitting at about 7.1 inches tall, which is going to translate to about 18 centimeters. Now let's check out his articulation. Starting with his head, of course it can rotate from side to side. He can look up and down about that much. Can tilt from side to side as well. Shoulders on a ball joint, then go out a little bit more than 90 degrees, up, down, around, all that good stuff. He does have a butterfly joint inside of there, giving him forward and back motion with his shoulders. He's got a bicep cut below that. Double jointed elbows below that. They can go in pretty far. His wrist can rotate around, and it has a hinge as well. He's got a soft, good torso here. I can feel he's got a ball joint down here. Can rotate around, real tight there. Go forward and back. Doesn't really hold those poses though. Legs, not on ball joints, but a similar type concept. They can go out this far. They can swivel just the tiniest bit of the thigh. Go forward about that far. Back just a little bit. No thigh cut. Double jointed knees all the way back. And then his foot here can go up, down just a little bit. The pant leg obstructs that. Can rotate around. And then he has toe articulation as well. Next, let's check him out compared with some other action figures. Starting off with some other Cyberpunk figures. Here he is next to all the other Cyberpunk figures they've made so far. On the left, we've got V, the character you would play as in the game, and I really hope they make a female V action figure as well. On the right, we've got Johnny Silverhand. Now this Takemura figure is part of the second series of Cyberpunk figures, and they re-released the Johnny Silverhand, but he came with a little bit of a different accessory, some sort of bag with a bomb in it or something like that. Since the figure was exactly the same, I chose not to get the second one. The cyberpunk reality that we see in the trailers kind of reminds me of Blade Runner, and it also kind of reminds me of the animated futuristic Batman world in Batman Beyond. And while we're on the subject of cyberpunk, these are augmented humans, aka cyborgs. Here he is next to a couple of other cyborg type figures. And now, let's check him out compared with some other action figures from different various companies to see how he fits in both scale and style wise, in case you want to know which lines you can mix him with. Here he is with some of his McFarlane Toys brothers. In front of you are 5 different action figure lines, all from McFarlane Toys, all from different various video game properties, all 7-inch scale. Then, next to some more of his McFarlane brothers, here are 4 more action figure lines from McFarlane Toys from non-video game properties. And here he is next to some DST or Diamond Select toys. Then, with some DC Direct and DC Collectibles figures. And here he is with some NECA figures. Then, with some Mattel wrestling figures. And here he is next to some Mezco 1/12 cloth soft goods action figures. Then, with some Mattel DC Universe Classics and Multiverse figures. And here, with some Mafex figures. Then, next to some Hasbro Marvel Legends. And here he is next to some SH Figure Arts action figures. And finally, here he is next to some Jazzwares Fortnite figures. So overall, it's a pretty cool figure. I must say the game is not out yet, so I don't really know anything about the character. He does look mean. He looks like a boss, a bad guy. I like it. Kind of has that sort of mob feel to him. His articulation's pretty nice. The accessory is okay, a nice gun. His sculpt is pretty nice. I like the way his suited body came out. And I really like the way his cybernetic pieces look and are mixed in with his flesh. Really hoping I like this guy even more when the game comes out. But until then, I'm enjoying for what he is. If I were to rate this guy, I'd give him a 7 out of 10. I think they did a pretty good job executing this figure. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add it in the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.